This message has waited for 5,000 years before finding you. This is your messages from the Ancestors reading. A moment to remember what the earth once told our ancestors and what it may still be whispering to you. If you've been feeling the pull of something older, the need to remember who you are beneath the noise of the modern world, the stones may have a message waiting. If you are in a hurry, there is a shortcut in the description to the card selection. But if you have time, come with me. We'll travel to Astuvansalmi in Finland, home of the largest continuous rock art site in Northern Europe. A sacred cliff where more than 80 figures were painted roughly 5,000 years ago. Not much has changed since those days in here. You can feel the sacred site ahead, even before we see it. And this is it, the cliffs of Astuvansalmi. The red ochre images show elk, boats, shamans, handprints, and among them one stands apart, a woman with a bow. She is known as the Artemis of Astuva, a unique figure of a woman, perhaps a goddess, whose image has endured through millennia. The cliff itself was once seen and is still seen as holy, its shape resembling the side profile of a sleeping god, as if the land itself were dreaming these images into being. I came here not only to enjoy the beautiful atmosphere, but to consecrate the deck I am about to use in this reading, and to honor our ancestors. I'm doing that by playing the bull roarer, a primitive instrument whose mythology is deeply tied to sacred and ritual use across many cultures, where it symbolizes the voice of ancestors, the sound of spirits, or a connection to the divine. When the bull roarer turns in the air, it bridges the worlds, the living and the unseen. This reading is an invocation to the spirits of stone, water, and memory. Let us begin. We'll start here, from the hand. This journey is symbolized by an image of a handprint where each finger represents a location in the collective unconsciousness where we stop to listen for messages. In this reading, these locations are called caves. First is the cave of earth, then the cave of rivers, hearthfires, of winds, and finally the cave of ice. Let me introduce them to you. First is the cave of earth. The entrance to the other world, belonging to the tribe of Ancestors. All ancestors in this deck are represented by animals painted on cave walls. It speaks of trials, challenges, death and rebirth, but also of power and resources that can be called back to aid the seeker. Next, the Cave of Rivers, the home of tribe of hunters. Rivers represent emotions and are boundaries, but they also allow travel. They provide life-giving water, and their flow represents time. Then the Cave of Hearthfires, belonging to the tribe of dancers. It's the warmth of home, protection, rest, and joy. It is a place for song and stories, for warmth that keeps the hearth alive. The Cave of Winds follows, the domain of tribe of shamans. Here we find movement, the act of becoming, and the concept of future. The element of air that connects to thought, change, and transcendence. Finally, the Cave of Ice, ruled by the tribe of spirits. It stands for manifestation and purification, but also inevitability. Think of an unstoppable forces like moving ice sheets or the crystallization, solidification of dreams into form. Together, these 5 caves form our map of the inner world. Now that we know the map, let's draw the cards that will guide us through it. The card for group number 1 is the Spirit of Nurture, the first voice of this reading. I'll explain the card already sitting on the table, as well as give you a chance to have a closer look at all of the 3 cards in a bit, but let's draw them first. The card for group number 2 is Ancestors of Protection. And the card for group number 3 is Shaman of Foresight. Now, the first card is called the Journeyer. In this deck, the Journeyer is always drawn on the table when the reading is done. It represents the seeker, that is, you, in this reading. It sits on the table already because you are about to make a choice between 3 cards that represents 3 paths of reality unfolding, 3 options to choose from, 3 energies to tune into. The card for group number 1 is Spirit of Nurture. Spirit of Nurture represents balm, rest, and nurture for the soul. The card for group 2 is Ancestor of Protection, represented by cave lions. And the Ancestor of Protection stands for strength and guardianship. The card for group 3 is Shaman of Foresight. This card stands for transformation, looking ahead, and preparedness. I encourage you to think of this reading not as one way, let's passively observe what the reader says, but rather to co-create your reading. Think of it as a journey, and think of a question that you'd like this journey to find an answer to. And since this is a general reading, do listen to your own intuition first and foremost. Only take those messages that resonate with you and let the rest be for someone else to read, like handprints on a cave wall. Feel which card calls to you, and once you have selected your card or cards, you'll find the timestamps in the description to start your journey. Exciting! Let's embark on your journey. Welcome, Group 1, to a reading. Let's start here, from your card, from you. And then I'll place the card of your group, the card of nurture, on top of you. And this is very fitting. Let me explain you why. The abstract symbol in the card of spirit of nurture represents a spirit house. And since you are in it, it means that you start from the place of nurture. For many of us, it is home, a place where we can rest, rejuvenate, and receive care and nurture. But for you, it can also be something else, a special place of significance, like a house of healing, for example, a spa, or a spiritual house, for example, a temple or a church. Whatever it is, start with care and nurture towards yourself. This card represents the symbolic energy where you start your journey. The spirit of nurture says, I offer protection and a safe, homely place where you may find refuge and access new energy at times of crisis. In me, you'll find support and encouragement that restore your well-being and enable you to move ahead in your life's journey. Right now, your very first step is to make sure that you are well rested and nurtured. But don't outsource it. Make sure that you are the one who oversees that you will receive care and nurture. The card of companion is a significator, a kind of empty vessel, and I will draw another card to represent the spirit itself. This entity represents both guide and guardian, and it is making sure that you stay safe during this journey. Let's see who joins as your companion. Your companion is the ancestor of tribes. All ancestors in this deck are represented by animals painted on cave walls, and this animal is the rabbit. It represents a connection to your friends, family, and peers. The ancestor of tribes reminds you about the power and resilience of tribal support, which is available to us, whether or not we acknowledge it. Then we'll begin the journey of the hand. Our first location is the thumb, which represents the cave of earth, the place of challenges and power. You follow the spirit rabbit through marshy landscape, the ground soft and dark beneath your feet. Mists drift low across the reeds, and the air carries the scent of wet earth and moss. The rabbit pauses now and then, glancing back as if to make sure you are still following. Ahead, the land rises slightly, and there, half hidden by roots and stones, you'll see the mouth of a cave. A cool breath of air escapes from its depths, smelling of soil and secrets long kept. You hesitate for a moment, standing between the dim world of the marsh and the unknown below. Then you take a deep breath and step inside, following the rabbit like Alice descending into Wonderland. This is the card for the Cave of Earth. As you descend into the cool cave, an image appears in your flickering torchlight. Your card is the Ancestors of Guidance. This cave is a place of your trial, the place of your challenge and initiation. It is where you manifest your power, your moment of breaking through. Do you already sense what this is about? If not, let me read it to you. Your challenge is to trust your own guidance. Let me repeat that. Your challenge is to trust your own guidance. You are strong. You are capable. You are wise. You will rise to meet your fate. Have the courage to follow where your own guidance leads you. The Cave of Rivers. The sound of running water guides your steps. The cave opens into a chamber where daylight filters through a narrow crack in the stone, painting ripples of light across the walls. A clear stream runs at your feet, soon finding its way to a larger underground river. You kneel to drink, and the water is cool and good. This is the Cave of Hunters, a place of emotion and movement, of boundaries, journeys, and fertility. Your card is the Hunter of Gifts. Hunters represent active principles, strategy, effort, and the search for spiritual truth. What is a gift for you? A physical token wrapped in a paper, or an event like miraculous healing or being saved from a hardship? Or do you think of giftedness itself? The talent, the innate ability to grasp the essence of something as if by nature? I read this hunter in 3 ways. First, it encourages you to actively seek and use your gifts. Perhaps there are parts of you still hidden, gifts yet to be discovered, found only through doing. Second, open your eyes to the turns of fate around you. Instead of dismissing them as luck, see them as meaningful alignments. And third, hunt for gratitude. Show thankfulness for the good in your life. It will nurture abundance and contentment. This, I see, is the message of the Hunter of Gifts. Next, we are seeing who comes to greet us from the Cave of the Hearthfires. You keep walking, and soon a warm glow flickers in the distance. The sound of singing and instruments reaches you from deeper within the passage. As you step forward, the tunnel opens into a wide chamber, a welcoming cave alive with warmth, laughter, and joy. Shadows dance on the stone walls, and music fills your ears. You have arrived at the Cave of Hearthfires, a place of warmth, joy, and protection, where stories and song still linger in the air. In this cave, you receive guidance on where to find warmth, shelter, joy, and protection. Let's see what you find. Your card is the Spirit of Challenge. So interesting. Unexpectedly, as you rest your weary feet and warm your hands by the fire, a spirit of challenge appears to you. Why do you appear, you might ask? What challenge is there in joy? It seems to answer, what challenge is there in joy for you? The question echoes, or perhaps it was your own thoughts reflected back. Ask it differently then. Why is there a challenge in your joy? What keeps you from receiving warmth and happiness? Can you surrender to love, to dance, to connection? If you trust your inner guidance as the first ancestor urged, what does it tell you to do about this? This is the challenge of love. Your ancestors love you dearly, and they are proud of you. You only need to receive it. Next, we'll lay out the card of the winds. With the warmth of the hearthfire still within you, you descend next to the cave of winds, a place of abundance, transcendence, spirituality, and transition. Let's see what guidance we receive here. Your card is the Shaman of Sorrows. You hear it before you see it, and then you see it. Why are you here? You ask. What do you teach? I am the manifestation of your sorrows, it says. In your life, you worked so hard to avoid me, yet only when you willingly approach me will I release you, and you can move forward. What must I do? You ask. Just be with your sorrow, it replies. Approach it and sit with it. Let it be until it no longer wishes to stay with you. And afterward, you might find a restoration of hope, balance, acceptance, and lightness as you transcend the sorrow you have carried. When you are ready, let us continue. And finally, we'll see who comes to greet us from the cave of ice. Now we enter the last cave of our journey, the cave of ice. A place of inspiration, dreams, spirit, and resolution. Let's see what guides await us here from our ancestors. Your card is the Ancestor of Hope. In the coldness of the cave, your fingers go numb and you start to shiver. Your breath rises in white clouds. But as you lift the torch, you'll see a figure behind the ice in the wall. The Ancestor of Hope. The Ancestor of Hope represents light in the darkness, the ability to see beyond hardship and move forward with courage. Its gift is enduring hopefulness and the strength to look ahead towards triumph. Its plump form symbolizes nourishment and renewal, energy to rise again. The Ancestor of Hope reassures you. I am with you now, and I will remain with you as you move forward. This hope is your inspiration, the spirit that walks beside you, bringing peace to your heart. Now, when we have studied your cards individually, let's now look at them as a whole. What story do they tell? What message can we derive from the rock paintings? The thread running through your reading, your main message is trust. Trust in your path and calling. Trust in your gifts and abilities. Trust that life is guiding you, even when the way is unclear. The ancestors remind you that tenderness and courage can live together within you. You are allowed to rest, to feel tired, even to falter, and still be walking the right path. And finally, they offer hope. You are guided, supported, and loved, never walking alone. When the time feels right, you will rise into the next chapter of your becoming. We'll end the reading here. Take a moment to return to your own time. Thank you for joining me by the stones. If you wish to walk beside me again, now would be a good time to like or subscribe. But for now, it is time for group number 2. Welcome to your reading, Group 2. You have selected the Ancestor of Protection as your card. The Ancestor of Protection watches over those who walk brave paths. The Mountain Lion Spirit guarding those who carry light through uncertain terrain. This card, your Journeyer, represents you in this reading, the one who travels between worlds. By placing the group card, the card of the Ancestor of Protection, over you, it means that you are accompanied by spirit of courage, by inner strength, and by the awareness of spirit that you do not walk alone. This ancestor stands beside you when you need to act in your own defense, and reminds you that protection is a shield, yes, but at its best, it also empowers. The first card we draw for your journey is the Companion. This is the spirit or guide assisting your journey. Think of it as an animistic totem or a guardian spirit. Ooh, your card is the Dancer of Lies. This is interesting. You came into this reading strong. The Ancestor of Protection walks with you, a cave lion spirit guarding your path. And yet, you carry a companion of different kind. A little tiefling of doubt walking beside you, whispering, "You can't, it's too hard, why even try?" This is the Dancer of Lies, your doubting companion, dancing just out of reach when you chase it and leaping back the moment your guard is down. It represents illusions, those you were told and those you once told yourself. It can make you doubt, distract, even deceive yourself. But like all tricksters, it serves a purpose. It tries to protect you from disappointments. Spiritually speaking, the dancer of lies doesn't appear by accident. It joins because it has something to teach. By meeting it here, you are already beginning to outgrow it. So how do you treat it? Well, you look it in the eye and say, "Thank you for trying to protect me, but I don't need you to speak for me anymore." And just like that, it may quiet. Your truth, group 2, is stronger than any distortion. Okay, let's start your vision quest. The first one is the cave of the earth, and this is the realm of the ancestors. You enter the cave of earth, a place of grounding and revelation. The air is cool, cave walls echoing faintly as you move deeper within. Your torch catches a shimmer of stone, and suddenly you see it. A figure on the wall, arms outstretched, light pouring from its chest. Your card is the Shaman of Reflections. The Shaman of Reflection speaks. I offer you the mirror. I don't flatter, I reflect and reveal. Look without fear and see who you truly are. This cave teaches self-clarity. Where have you been avoiding your own reflection? Is there a truth that is ready to be seen? Sometimes we are clouded by other people's stories about who we are, caught in the systems or relationships that blurred our sense of self. But here, in this moment, in your life, and in this story, in this stillness, you begin to see yourself clearly again. Not through someone else's lens, but your own. This is who I truly am. This is what I like. This is what I don't like. These reflections don't judge. It simply shows what was always true beneath the noise. And as you recognize these things, you shed the confusion that was never yours to carry in the first place. You follow the sound of dripping water into the cave of rivers, the place of emotion, movement, boundaries, and flow. But here, shadows move. Bones lie half buried in the stream bed. Your card is the Hunter of Death. Hunters represent active principles. Here, in the realm of emotion, this hunter brings a message that can be both simple and very difficult. There might be something you need to end. Not one that happens to you, but an ending that you must choose. Something in your emotional world has reached its natural limit. A bond, a memory, a sorrow, perhaps even an identity that can no longer move forward with you. The Hunter of Death asks you to track it, name it, and release it into these waters of transformation. This cave is a threshold, if you wish to see it as such, and this act of release, should you choose to do it now or later, is your rite of passage. You leave the cave of rivers behind, the sound of flowing water fading away. For a while, the tunnels are dark and quiet, until a new light flickers ahead. A soft glow of ember light paints the stone, and with it comes the faint sound of laughter, voices raising and falling like music carried on warm air. After the chill of the death that we met at the river, this warmth and liveliness seems almost unreal, a place where sorrow softens and hearts remember how to beat easy again. Next is the Cave of Hearthfires. Your card is the Dancer of Joy. You step into the chamber. Light, laughter, and rhythm fill the air. Flames leap along the walls as figures dance in circles of celebration. The Dancer of Joy spins before you, radiant and alive. "I dance for the very joy of being," she says. "Look at me go! I have so much joy. See how I wobble as I dance, and I don't care how I look. Come on, let's all wobble together." Her laughter fills the chamber, inviting you to smile. She reminds you that joy is not a reward. It's your birthright as a human, and it's part of your existence. Even after endings, you are allowed to feel warmth. Even in uncertain times, you can find moments of delight. If joy already is part of your life, dance with it as it visits. And if we speak of divination, do you feel she is an omen of something or someone? Next is the Cave of Winds. You climb upward. The air grows lighter. You begin to hear the wind. It smells of dry grass and dust. Your card is the Hunter of Abundance. The hunter seeks. He doesn't wait for the fruit to fall. He tracks, aims, and brings his prize home. Placed in the Cave of Winds, this means that abundance doesn't come through stillness or wishing. It is found through movement, skill, pursuit, and alignment. Abundance is not just physical wealth. It's the flow of ideas, opportunities, and creation itself. The message here isn't to work harder. It is to move with purpose. Follow where the energy flows, not where it stagnates. This hunter is a navigator of invisible currents. He knows when to trek, when to draw the bow, when to rest, and when to change direction. I'm rich because I thought myself things, he says. You can too. Combined with the right timing, active seeking, and a little luck, that's what creates abundance. This outlook you are advised to bring to your own life. Perhaps you already do. In that case, you meet him as equal. The final cave that we are going to visit is the Cave of Ice. You descend into the world of stillness. The air is sharp and clear. Your breath turns to mist. Frost glitters on the walls like 1,000 small stars. Your card is the spirit of love. The spirit of love is vast. Why is it here in the Cave of Ice? Because this is the cave of solidifying, a form taking shape. Here, love becomes real. The promise and wish made tangible. Love, the spirit says, is the luminous force of humanity, the bond between parent and child, the passion in lover's gaze. It moves through all things, changing nothing and everything at once. Here you learn that love is stronger than even the fiercest frost. In the Cave of Ice, you are shown that love is embodied. When you speak it, act it, live it, it crystallizes into the world. The spirit of love in this cave is gentle like falling snow, and it is inevitable force of nature like an ice sheet, unstoppable. The spirit of love whispers, "You are my vessel. Through you, I become real." Let that truth settle into your heart like light through ice. Love is no longer a concept here. It is reality, warming your heart on your way forward. You step back into daylight. What a magnificent journey of transformation. Phew, and all under the wing of Ancestor of protection. Now that all cards are turned, the whole picture can be seen. As for your path, your divination, if you will, there is a wonderful arc of unfolding. Look, do you see it? It goes something like this. A period of self-reflection leads to realization, which leads to timely ending. That ending opens the way to joy and freedom, and in the end, to love. There may be challenges along the road, but none that you cannot handle. The Hunter of Abundance stands as proof of that, resourceful, alert, and ready to move when the time is right. What an uncunningly strong reading. Wow. I did not expect this. You are strong and you are protected. Let the spirit of lies walk beside you if it must, but don't listen to it too much. You are capable. You can, despite the challenges. This reading is not just about what is ahead. It is also about remembering who you are when everything falls away. This is where this reading ends. I hope you found the insights you were looking for. Let what we uncovered take its place in your life. My thanks for being here, and if you like to leave a thanks or keep following these journeys, please like or subscribe. But for now, it is time for group number 3. Group 3, the Visionary's Path. Welcome, Group 3, to your reading. You have selected the Shaman of Foresight as your card. The Shaman of Foresight travels ahead of time itself, bringing whispers from paths yet unseen. It represents those who carry vision, oracles, seers, dreamers, and visionaries. This is your journeyer, the card that represents you in this reading. By placing the card of Shaman of Foresight over your card, the message is clear. Right now, in this moment, you are the Shaman of Foresight. The one who walks between worlds, capable of listening to the future ahead of you. Perhaps you've noticed something shifting in yourself or in the atmosphere of your life. It may have been subtle, or it may have been intense. You don't need to have words for it. We'll explore it together. But we have yet another role to fulfill in this journey. You get a companion to your spirit quest. We'll place the card of companion on the table, and on top of it we'll now draw spirit or idea who is now traveling with you. Let's see who would like to join you in your vision quest. Your companion is the Shaman of Birth. This spirit reveals that you are already carrying something. You are pregnant with something. Whether you're a man or a woman or something else entirely, it doesn't matter. What's growing here is something like an idea, a calling, a new way of living, a new chapter of your life. A creation waiting to take form through you. The Shaman of Birth is the midwife of beginnings, whispering, guard what is growing, trust the process of becoming. Something within you is soon ready to be born. This is very interesting. Together, these two are rare allies. One who sees the road ahead, and one who brings the new world into being. As we travel, we are going to visit caves of different elements. The very first one is the cave of the earth. So, we begin through the 5 caves of the hand, each revealing what your vision must endure to take form. So, take a breath. We are crossing into the story now, but it's a story that's already happening in your life. Your card is the spirit of destruction. Fragments of what once was lie scattered across the floor. This spirit is not your enemy. It is the sacred breaker, the one who shatters what has outlived its purpose. Destruction is fierce medicine. It does not ask for permission, but clears the ground so new life can root. This is the trial of Earth, to allow collapse, to believe it happens for renewal, and to trust that what remains is enough to build upon. If this resonates, it's okay to feel a little uncertain here. You don't have to force or face anything in this very moment. Just notice if anything stirs, but wants to be released, or has already come to an end. Cave of Rivers. You follow the sound of dripping water into the Cave of Rivers, a place of emotion, intuition, and spiritual depth. Your torchlight flickers on the walls, and in the shimmer you glimpse a figure moving just beyond sight. Your card is the Hunter of Mysteries. This hunter walks between worlds. Here, your emotions and inner knowings are the oracles. Mysteries need to be experienced, not understood. If your feelings move here, even slightly, that's part of the journey. You can let them ripple. You don't have to control or understand this part. Meaning becomes later. The Hunter of Mysteries teach that true mysteries arises through surrender, by letting the current carry you deeper into the inner knowing. You are the shaman in here. Let the hunter not show you what to do, but how to experience it when it comes, in its own time. His appearance in the cave is to prepare you for a mystery that awaits you in your path. Next, we'll journey to the cave of the Hearthfires. You leave the river's melody behind you and climb towards the glow of ember light. You start to hear voices, human sounds, the pulse of living world. You step closer, feeling the rhythm of work and noise, the world of others, other people, other human beings. Your card is the Dancer of Frustration. Here, the lesson is practical, the pressure of society itself. The Dancer of Frustration moves to a rhythm that isn't yours, embodying the systems and expectations that pull you into their pattern, the endless labor, the compromises, the quiet exhaustion, in a world that demands output before all. To keep your inner fire alive amid the world's cold machinery is a sacred act. This thing of yours matters because it matters to you. This is the part of the path that is often tiring. That is how you know it's real work. If this feels sharp or familiar, notice that. It means you're meeting the world's rhythm, not your own. Recognizing the difference is the shift. Over time, you'll learn to protect your fire simply by honoring the rhythm that is yours. The Cave of Winds. You emerge from the heat and noise into a new cave. The walls widen, the air grows cooler and clearer. Voices echo here too, but these are different. Less command, more friendly chatter. Your card is the Ancestor of Tribes. Where the Dancer of Frustration showed you the pressure of society, the Ancestor of Tribes reveals its counterbalance, belonging with purpose. These are not the crowds that drain you. They are the chosen few who speak your language of becoming. Kindred souls, walking beside you in spirit, each carrying their own fire, yet keeping yours alive too. The Ancestor of Tribes and the Dancer of Frustration in the last cave teach discernment in community, to know where you are truly supported and where your work is merely consumed. This card represents your circle, caring souls who see that you are heavy with an idea and move gently around you, bringing ease, support, and protection. They know you carry something precious and guard your fire until it's born. And yes, there are people like this for you, even if you haven't met them yet. They appear as you step into the path. Cave of Ice. At last, you descend into the Cave of Ice. The walls feel cold as metal, and the air and walls sparkle with frost. This is the Cave of Ice. This cave speaks of inevitability, like moving ice sheet, slow and unstoppable. For you, it means the inevitability of birth. You cannot carry your unborn creation forever. That would be against nature. This is the place where you receive your vision. The journey has prepared you for this moment. The shaman of birth, who walked beside you from the beginning, returns to guide you as this moment arrives. Creation itself now calls you to act, for while others helped prepare the ground, only you can bring this into being. It is here, in this crystal chamber of the future, that you'll give birth to the idea you've carried all along. And here we find the Dancer of Joy. Your card is the Dancer of Joy. Joy is with you, radiant and real. Wrapped in your deer hide cocoon, you rest, holding in your arms the future you once only foresaw. There's no need to rush forward. Is this a vision of future that you'd welcome? We have now looked each of the pictures and each of the cards as individuals. Now let's look at them as a whole. Now that all cards are revealed, the whole picture can be seen. Your path, Group 3, is a cycle of creation, from vision to manifestation, from foresight to birth. It begins with destruction, deepens through mystery, tests you with frustration, connects you to your tribe, and culminates in joy, the proof that what you carried can be birthed into existence. You are both seer and maker, guided by spirit, strengthened by experience. And from here, when you are ready, you will return to the daylight, carrying what was found here. I'm honored to have walked this part of the path with you. This is where our reading closes. The symbols have offered what they could for now. Thank you for sharing this time with me. If you'd like to join future readings, you can like or subscribe, and I hope our paths cross again soon.